I'm not saying that what he did was right, okay? What he did wasn't right. But under the circumstances, I understand. We all understand that in the world abroad, the woman has the say-so of who is going to be a father or have a parenting household or not, right? We knock up the woman. We tell her, no, we don't want to be a father. And she has the decision to override that or not, to say, okay, well, yeah, I want it or I don't. We don't have any say-so because bodily autonomy, things of that nature. We can't do any nefarious things and be legal. But what this man did allegedly in this video, like I said before, is illegal. The laws are not going to change. We can't do anything about that, okay? If we knock her up and she wants to have the kid, there's nothing we can do about that. That's just the way it is, all right? Unless they come out with some male contraceptives or somehow they give part autonomy of the woman to us for us to make it that kind of decision, it's never going to happen. And we'll get male contraceptives before the latter. In any case, what this man did in this video, like I said in my introduction, if what he did allegedly is true, it is illegal by law, and he, as you see in here, he's going to get sued for it. I believe she took him to civil court. And like I said, if what he did in this video allegedly is true, it is illegal by law. But like I said before, I understand, okay? Now, this is on YouTube. I'll leave a link to the video in the description box for you to watch it without my commentary or criticism. Before we get into this reaction, fair use.
Well, a woman in Texas is suing a U.S. Marine claiming that he spiked her drink with abortion pills, killing their unborn child. The lawsuit alleges that 34-year-old Christopher Cooprider secretly dissolved at least 10 misoprostol pills into a cup of hot chocolate that he made for Leanna Davis.
Okay, so you got the basis, right? Allegedly, this man spiked this woman's beverage with some medication that caused her to lose her unborn child. Now, you'll see some text messages here in a few minutes, or a few moments rather, where he told this woman that he did not want to be a father. He didn't think he was ready for this, which a lot of men in the world over time have said. And what happened was the same thing this woman was attempting to do, that almost out of a spite, she was going to have this baby anyway because he said he didn't want one. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, and you'll see the comments here after this video is over with, because, you know, God forbid a man actually tells the woman the truth. Like I said before, the laws aren't going to change. But if she doesn't want to be a mother, we got no contraceptives, we got drop boxes, we have the fire station, the hospital, the police station. We got what do we got? Adoption. You know, give all these kind of avenues that a woman could have to advocate her role as a mother. But dare a man try to do the same thing, to come up online and say, you know what, I'm not ready, I'm not going to be a good father, or I don't want to do it, meaning I will be a bad father because I don't want to do it. Guess what? You got to pay the piper anyway, right? And to say, oh, well, you know, you lay down with her. Well, I didn't lay down by myself, right? That's the go-to thing, where you should have laid down with her. Didn't she choose? The woman chooses, right? She has the access to the veg, right? So she had to make a choice as well, just like I did. So can we also make a choice on the back end if this is not what I want? You know the answer to that, right?
Lawsuit alleges it includes these text messages. Look there on your screen.
Let's read it. I would like to get rid of it if the test is positive, if the pregnancy test is positive. That's what he said in the blue, the Marine. What this woman said, every time you say get rid of it, it's like an electric shock. Now, this is her saying, you know what, because you're being honest with me and it's rubbing me the wrong way, she's going to keep it. Read that carefully. Every time you say get rid of it, it's like an electric shock. She was going to have this child. I suspect that she was going to have this child anyway to spite him, because, I mean, to penalize him for being honest. You couldn't fathom the fact that now you laid down with me, but somehow you didn't want to be the father, right? You got my veg, but now you don't want to be the father of my kid that we met again. It's almost like somehow she feels devalued, I guess. And he says, we are not in love. We are not together. Would be messed up to bring a child into the world without both parents raising them. But he's telling you that now. He's being honest. Look, I don't want to do this. And plus, I'm not going to be there. This is probably a jump off. We're not in love. We're not together. I'm sure y'all can read between the lines. It would be messed up to bring a child in this world without both parents raising them. Now, again, this is face value. I don't know. There's some history behind this, I'm sure. But if you read these text messages for what they are, he's telling her he doesn't want to do this. And he's being upfront right now. She didn't want to do it probably. And so, unfortunately, this man took matters into his own hands because we don't have a choice in this matter, right? But he wanted to have the choice. And unfortunately, he did what he did, allegedly.
Were sent in the weeks leading up to the incident in which Davis denied Coop Ryder's repeated requests to get an abortion. Well, so far, he has declined to comment. NBC News legal analyst Annie Savalos joins us now with more. We know that Davis is claiming this wrongful death in a civil suit. Explain sort of.
Here's the other problem I have with this. This woman is going to civil court, like a lot of women. Like these women are having these, cases where these men are doing nefarious things to them. They're going to civil court. If this man really wronged you, wouldn't you take this man to go to police and say, I believe that this man unalived my baby without my consent, right? And you could take him to jail. But no, this is another attempt to, jab at him by saying, I'm going to take you to court and get some money for this. This is a Marine. How much money can you get out? I was in the Army before. I know how much service members get paid. How much money do you expect to get off this man? If say you win the lawsuit, how much money do you really think you can get out of a service member in the Army, right? He can't be that high in rank. He's probably not making a lot of money. He probably doesn't have a lot of money stored away or anything like that. How much money do you think you can get off of this man? Huh? And he's probably a young man too. Because, I wouldn't see an older man trying something like this because he wouldn't get away with it. Why would you do this? Man, if you've made it this far in the video and you're still here, thank you again for your viewership. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell that way you can be notified whenever I go live or drop new content. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, please do so by hitting the Cash App $sign Mr. Normie. And you can also go to my Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/workingmanmg. Also, I'm trying to build a community on Locals. So if you would, go please check out my Locals page and you can join for just $5 a month. You can post and we can build a community of like-minded working men over there. Thank you for your time. Now back to the video.
Why he would take that tack.
Here's the theory, and it actually appears to be a viable theory because it's not just the Marine being sued, it's also the company that provided these drugs. Otherwise, there really wouldn't be any deep pockets that would interest an attorney in bringing a lawsuit like this because, unfortunately, individuals simply don't have the money to pay these judgments. So the theory is this, that because obviously the Marine is not a doctor and he secretly provided these, he was essentially violating almost half a dozen different Texas laws and federal law in terms of being a non-physician and giving someone an abortion pill, to say nothing of the allegations that he did it to her without her knowing.
But why would she say civil? Why would she do civil?
Well, because as a person, that's really the only option she has. Now, what may happen, we saw this, for example, in the Sean Diddy Combs case, these allegations now filed in a civil complaint. Certainly the government, if there are no statute of limitations issues, could get interested in this case and bring a criminal prosecution. But here's the challenge. Because they have a greater burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, as opposed to just a preponderance of evidence, there are some challenges here in terms of proving that the drug was placed surreptitiously into the hot cocoa. That might be.
He's right. You also have to somehow prove that he actually spiked your drink. And you also have to prove that he had this substance to put in the drink. And this is a civil court, so there's also discovery and things like that. So this isn't a criminal case where, you got investigators and all these kind of things and prosecutors and people that can go behind the scenes. So I don't know how much they can find out about this. He's right. You also have to somehow prove that he actually had the capability to do this.
Challenge, unless he's admitted it or something else, which I don't know. But there are a lot of text messages between them. good circumstantial evidence for the plaintiff here.
It's a he said, she said at this point, whether or not that, he put these pills in her drink. Talk about this case with the backdrop of what's happening in Texas with abortion laws.
Right.
Of course, the backdrop of the deletion laws in Texas, which I don't know how that applies to this because she actually wanted to keep the baby. So, because the laws now that can probably possibly penalize somebody for doing this, for having a deletion of this kind, he may be brought up on actual legal charges for this if it's found that he actually did this. So that's another angle here, I guess.
Because abortion is most criminalized in Texas, because Texas has some of the most restrictive abortion laws, it actually creates a better avenue for this lawsuit. Because generally speaking, people who violate laws, sometimes that can be what's called per se negligence, per se responsibility, at least civilly, for what they've done wrong. It essentially aids in proving your civil case against someone. And as I mentioned before, as a non-physician, and by the way, even if you are a physician, the right or the ability to prescribe abortion drugs in Texas, very circumscribed. It's very, very limited.
But step back for one moment. Are there laws, if you cause the death of somebody's unborn child, are there laws criminally that you could be prosecuted on?
You're not just resorting to this case.
Oh, yes, exactly. And I believe that I would say this, that...
And so here's another thing that, before he finishes, let's say she takes him to court and it's found that he was somehow liable, right? This could get him 2 times because the state could take this over, which they might already have at this point. And he could not only lose money, but he can also lose his freedom, which would be very unfortunate. They still have to prove it because it's all alleged still, but this is not good for him. That's why I said in the beginning, what he did was illegal technically. If what is alleged of him is true, it is definitely illegal. Like I said, I understand. Does it make it right? Absolutely not.
If you can prove, if the government or the local authorities could prove that he in fact placed the drug into her hot cocoa, which I have not seen, and I read the complaint, I didn't see that he admitted that in any of their text messages. And by the way, it was like 2% of the very disturbing text messages between these two. Really, really troubling stuff. But if he were, the challenge would be proving that he actually placed it in the cocoa.
Okay.
Tougher burden.
Right. Okay. In a criminal case.
And I believe these women probably think he did it. Look at their faces. They're like, okay.
Savalas, we really appreciate it. Very bizarre case.
Yeah, thank you.
We think.
So what do y'all think? Do y'all think he did this? Y'all let me know. I don't. This is all alleged. It sounds messed up from one standpoint, but from the other standpoint, from a man's perspective, looking at this, it's like, well, he told you he didn't want a baby, and you wanted it. It's illegal. What do you expect? My opinion is, what do you expect? He didn't want a baby, and you tried to put one on him anyway, I suspect. And because of that, he might lose his freedom, but at least he won't be a father, right? And some other people, let me check this comment section. Well, let me try it again, because some people are like, well, he got out of it just not until he went out to pay child support. Like, that's another go-to thing besides, you laid down with him, is you want to be a father. Let's go to the comment section. Okay, yep. He said he didn't want to be a father. She should have listened. That's what I put, to be honest with you. Okay, let me take the fair use down. I'm appalled by the comments here. Everyone seems to be joking about a situation where he could have literally ended her life just to get out of child support. There you go. Guess he wasn't down with her pro-choice like most men in Texas. You show you, yeah. That's kind of hypocritical. Never leave your drink unattended. Ladies, protect your womb. Stop lying to yourself, thinking he loves you if he doesn't. He was honest, and it takes to this could have been prevented. Yeah, he was honest with you. So where are the criminal charges? The guy has a point. Why have a baby with a man who does not love you? Then complain for 18 years he's a deadbeat and blah blah. Show you right. Oh boy, I usually just bend the plan B in the smoothie. That's funny. Bro was getting out of paying child support by any means. This is ridiculous. How do they know she didn't take them herself and then blame him? That's also a good question, right? Trump will pardon him. Yeah. Funny. She's mad she lost her weapon and paycheck. Yeah. I'm just here to watch liberals get mad about somebody actually having, wow. Okay. She was 500 pounds, adapt and overcome. They saying that because it's a fact that the more a woman weighs, the less less effective the contraceptives are. And he put a good bit in there from what the report says. Foreign and domestic took on a new meeting. Is this really spiking a drink though? LOL. Y'all see it, right? They're joking around about it. It's not really a laughing matter. He's probably gonna lose some freedom behind this, but we'll see, right? And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. Does he have a reason to do this? Do you understand? Do you think this is all foul no matter what? Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. We're out of the door. And then this man is going to find out right now. And well, to a less degree, she found out too. Reality checks are free. See you next time.